Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do proposals in Dubsado. I'm very excited about this, so let's dive in. Hi, I'm Laney. I'm a wedding invitation designer and I love to teach other creatives how to run successful, profitable businesses. Such a big part of that is getting your systems streamlined on the back end, and I love client management systems like Dubsado for that. I have tons of reviews of a bunch of different systems and tutorials that will dive into all the different features of what these programs can do. Dubsado is the one that I use for my business. I'm a certified specialist with them, and I have a code that will get you 30% off your first month or year that you can use, find in the description of this video. So today we're going to go over 3 different types of proposals. So I'm just going to start with the simplest type of proposal, and I'll show you kind of what that looks like. So here's our day of proposal. Logo, a bunch of kind of nonsense, which I'll explain in a minute. Next steps, that's it. All of this nonsense is called a merge field. I have a whole another video on how these work, but they just pull in information from the project. So this one has your invoice items, package items, and total for the total job invoice. This is really simple from building the proposal perspective. And then when you go into a client's job, let's see, we have this client and we've already built an invoice for her for $147.50. So if I were to add that day of proposal, it will load the preview and you can see it's replaced all of that nonsense, all the green pieces, with information from their job. So this is the client's name, their wedding or due date. We don't have one for this particular client, but then we've replaced the invoice with the entire invoice. So everything that's on the invoice that we have and the total right here. So the invoice is already built, but we're sending it out to them as if it's a proposal, as if it's brand new. And then when they click through everything, they'll be able to pay the invoice, sign the contract, and everything as well. That's kind of the benefit of everything in Dubsado, is that when you send a proposal out, you can attach a contract that will always be on that proposal, and you can attach the invoice too. So they'll get all 3 of these with just one form. So they'll first see, hey, this is how much it's going to cost. Here's a couple of our terms and conditions. When they click this and click submit, I don't see it because I'm not the client. It'll take them through the contract. When they get through the fields that they're supposed to sign there, it'll take them right to the invoice, and they will have a pay now button here that they're able to go ahead and make that purchase. Now, how you would build that from a form building standpoint, I'll just show you what that looks like here. This is just an image block. And then when you go into this item, you just want to have this smart field. So smart field invoice. And then we want to do invoice names and descriptions, or names and amounts, either one. Names you can do as well. So we did names and amounts here, and that, yes, job invoice, package item, sure, perfect. And then we also did down here, I just wrote the word total, and then we selected the smart field invoice total, and you could have it where it's got total, tax, subtotal, full total, etc. You could add the payment plan information here. You can add so much in here. This is the main way that I do my proposals, because most of my work is extremely customized. And so I go and build the custom invoice, and then it automatically fits in. So here's an example of some things you can add. So I added a welcome here. I added some frequently asked questions, and I added some photos. This looks a little odd, but it looks good in the actual form. And some pictures of some previous mock-ups. So nothing too crazy, a little bit of what's next, what they can expect from me, picture, just a little bit to zhuzh it up a tiny bit, but it's still all of the actual money and the change for each job is happening within these green fields right here. So that's one way. Build an invoice and let it populate the smart fields in your proposal. The second thing that you can do, which is kind of tough from an invitation design standpoint, but is really, really good if you have set packages. If you ever have a photographer and it's 8-hour, 10-hour mini session, add-on engagement photos, that kind of thing, great. This is going to be a great option for you. So it's basically allowing them to build the invoice themselves. And this is a really old one that I created. So bear with me. A lot of my prices and stuff are all over the place. So again, you can have your welcome. This is the design package, and I've created the package in templates. I have another video on that if you haven't learned how to create packages yet. You'll see on this one, there's no select option because when I chose this package, it is pre-selected. So you can change this to whatever you want. So say this was the main package, pre-selected, $1,700. This is what they have to get. And you can change what this says, or you can just have it pull in the Smart Field package item name and description right there. And now you can see this has everything that's in that package listed. It's pre-selected. And then we go through kind of our add-ons. This doesn't really make sense with this package I've selected. But this would be if we had just design fee up here, and then they have to select how many of the invitations they want, how many RSVP cards, and how many insert cards they want. This got really confusing for my clients just because there's so many different options, but it's something that you can do really easily. So you would just add this quantity button. This is a Smart Field also. So package, quantity, woo! And you can write, I wrote the word quantity here, so they knew what to do. And you can even give like minimum and maximum quantity. So if they can only select one of these, then that's great. Or if they could select up to 2 or however you want to do it. Then we have personalize it. This is a better example of how you can use this type of proposal. So after they've done selected, they want their 8-hour wedding photo package, you could put on here, do you want to add on engagement photos? And they could just either select it or not select it. Here, I wanted them to choose one of these 3 options. So their option was to have calligraphy addressing, envelope addressing, or wave addressing. And I just needed them to select that so they knew they weren't getting addressing. And then you can have any other add-ons that you want, envelope liners, back design, printing. This ended up being way too complicated, but if I were to make this similar type of proposal in the future, then I would kind of have the main set up here. They could choose, how many of each thing they needed. And then they would choose an envelope addressing option, which would apply to guest addressing and return addressing. And then they could choose from like 3 add-ons, maybe. I would never do this many add-ons. And what I usually did when I sent this over was delete like half of them that didn't make sense. But it's nice to have all of them in your template. So that's kind of your second option. And your settings here, you just want to make sure you do show invoice. So it's going to build the invoice from whatever. If they select, they have this pre-selected. If they select 100 of these, 100 of these, 55 guest addressing, calligraphy, some envelope liners, a gold foil upgrade, etc. That's all going to build into an invoice that then they can go through and pay. So again, this is a great option if you have set packages. If you have 3 packages to choose from, or 1 main package and then 5 potential add-ons that they could choose. You can also change the settings of this so that they are not allowed to choose multiple packages if you want them to only choose 1 of each. But if you have add-ons, it's a great option here. So if you're a photographer, if you're a wedding planner and you have, day of or full planning or partial planning, etc. These are really good options for you. That's the second way to do it. Okay, now we're over in my demo account where I'm going to show you the third option. I have a whole video on this, and it's called a public proposal. Public proposals are different than other types of proposals because you're not specifically attaching them to a client's project and sending them out. You're not sending this to Betsy. You are putting this out there so that anyone can get it. And yes, you can choose where it goes. You can choose to have it on your website where it's fully public. You can choose to only send it to people after they've contacted you. So you can choose to send it to Betsy if you want. But you don't have to have Betsy as a client and as a project in your system in order to use the public proposal. The public proposal acts as a proposal and a lead capture at the same time and allows Betsy to put herself in the system for you. So it saves a little bit of a step. I think public proposals are really good for a few use cases, which I talk more about in that video. If you have set packages like we talked about, if you don't have a limit on who can really book with you, or your limit is determined by a certain calendar schedule, if you want to attach a scheduler after someone pays you, If you're trying to book like a workshop or something, it can work really well. If you're trying to book like mini sessions as a photographer and there's a certain, time slots that you need to fill, this can be really good because you can attach it with a workflow to the scheduler, and then people can go from brand new, paying, signing your contract, scheduling their appointment, etc. So you can really use that second option where they can choose packages, but you can't use that first option where you have to populate an invoice because you haven't made the invoice yet. So you have to make packages for this. And then for a public proposal, you have to include first name, last name, and email address. For me, I would include something like event date as well, but you do not have to include that. You have to include first name, last name, and email address. And you'll have to make sure these fields, when you put them in, they map to client first name, client last name, and client email address. Those are the only things that are required. Then you'll put, your packages, gold, silver, standard. They can select whatever they want. And in your settings, you will just change from privacy settings from private to public and select create a new project when this proposal is completed. So then anytime someone gets this link, you can embed it on your website or you can send it as a physical link. Then basically it will create a new project and serve as a lead capture as well. You can set it to trigger a default workflow. So that's where if you have a scheduler and you have certain appointments, they can always book that right after they fill this out. And you can show what status the project is going to come into. So they've already paid, so they're no longer a lead, but they'll come in as a job and you can determine which status you want them to come in as. So this is a great option for anyone who has set packages and wants people to be able to fully book without speaking to you. If you only have a certain number of options and you need to make sure the date's available, then this might not be the best option, but it could be something that you create and send the link to anyone who's interested. So just to go through those 3 proposal options, the first one, you build out a custom invoice and then pull it in with smart fields to the proposal. The second one, they can select all the different information based on packages that you've created. And then the third is kind of a combo with the second one, but it's a public proposal, so it'll serve as a lead capture and doesn't require you to add them to the system or send the form to them manually. So it's a really nice way to cut out some of those steps if it works for your business. If you still haven't fully committed to Dubsado, check out some of our other comparison and tutorial videos to make sure you choose the right system for you. And if you do commit to Dubsado, I hope you'll use our discount code for 30% off, which you can find in the description of the video. Thanks, everybody.